What's in there?
Morten Garberg writes, "Hi guys, love your show. I was wondering, with the talk of Marvel not coming to Comic-Con and the summer season starting earlier and earlier, could it be an idea to move Comic-Con to earlier in the spring? For example, Easter time. As you mentioned yesterday, Avengers would be out already, so to prevent this in the future, can Comic-Con be moved earlier in the year?"
Okay, in theory, yeah, they can move Comic-Con anytime you want, move it a few months here, move it a few months there. But here's the problem. No matter when you have Comic-Con, there's always going to be some movie that opens just before it comes out. There's movies coming out year-round. But here's the other problem. For me, Comic-Con is about movies because I'm a movie guy. So that's why Comic-Con is a big deal to me. But Comic-Con is first and foremost, its core identity is as a comic book convention. You don't, and therefore, if that's your core, you don't move around your convention to suit other media, right? It's other mediums. You just don't do it. Because if you did that, if you say took Comic-Con and moved it a few months earlier just to service the movie industry so you can get their blockbusters, getting out at Comic-Con just a month before or 6 weeks before their big blockbusters coming out, you are pretty much announcing that now all we care about is the movies. And I think for me, that might be the case. And that would be great for people like me, but at its core, Comic-Con is a comic book convention. So don't move it around just to serve movie release dates. That's my opinion anyway, Schnapp.
Yeah, I was going to say, Garberg, when I wake up in the morning, the sun doesn't rotate around Marvel. You know what I mean? It's a really weird question to me, but I understand it. But to me, it's like, yeah, Comic-Con should never move based on anybody's release schedule of anything. It's like, it's been going on for 40 years. It's based on comics and media, all forms of media. They've just been recently introducing television over the last few years, so there's a lot more television panels. But it's also always been about gaming. It's been about comic books. It's been about
what do they call that? It's like celebrating pop culture?
Celebrating pop culture. So
arts or something
I understand like a lot of people's concerns are like, I go to Comic-Con for those Hall H panels and I stand in line for like 2 days to see like those trailers that no one else is going to see, or to see a clip of a movie that's not going to be released for a year. I mean, and that's not Comic-Con's fault that Marvel's pulling out. That's Marvel's decision to pull out, and maybe they're doing that because they're trying to center their base into like some other convention or whatever. But whatever that is, that has nothing to do with Comic-Con, and that should never affect Comic-Con's decisions to do anything, really. That's just one company's decision, and I still think Marvel will be there to represent for Ant-Man. It just might not be like, look, we're doing a bunch of other stuff. We're not going to have this giant rollout. And like you said, they've got their own rollouts going on. So I don't think I mean, it's an interesting question, but it shouldn't even be a question.
I think it's a risk if you move it away from the summertime, which is what this is suggesting, because you don't want to alienate your fan base, which is a lot of kids and families that have kids that are all going to Comic-Con together. They're going to San Diego because that's their summer vacation. If you put it Easter weekend, then you got to figure out, okay, well, when you get out of school on Friday or when you get out of school on Thursday, then we try to fly in and all that stuff. Right. It's a lot easier landing spot if it's like, let's take a week in the summer when I can get off work and then the kids don't have to go to school. That'll be their summer camp. That'll be the big family trip, is going to San Diego for Comic-Con. Now, I understand it's really hard for families to get a pass to Comic-Con these days, and that a lot of it are people like us who are in the industry and are walking around. So it's one of the harder conventions to get to just as a fan. But I think to cater to that fan base and then alienate them by moving it is a totally incorrect decision.
It'll never happen.
What they might want to consider is moving it somewhere else from San Diego just to see how it works, because San Diego, it just gets overrun. San Diego is one of my favorite cities on earth. It's a tough place to have that many people descend upon.
Hey everyone, if you like this video, click that thumbs up button and make sure to subscribe to our AMC Movie News YouTube channel. It's free and helps you stay up to date with all the latest movie news, as well as our daily AMC movie talk show. Also, make sure that you follow us on Facebook and Twitter to stay up to date with all of our special promotions, contests, and prize giveaways.